Limited. Whoa, look at this backdrop. Say hello to my new plant. It was like I was carrying this plant. I said, you were coming with me. But hey everybody, how's it going? This fantastic lighting is brought to you by, I found this lantern. Let me make it a little bit dimmer so you guys can see. I bought this because it just looked really cool. Like, let me start from the beginning. Hi everybody. Welcome to the Asma show. Bing. And I moved out at the age of 27. But the thing is, like, I made this video like 5 times. Wallahi billahi, like, I made this video 5 times. But then I was kind of thinking to myself, like, I don't like it. It's too serious. Nah, I'm not interested. So I was like, let me just make a video kind of talking about the things that I have. We will get into like some serious topics, I guess, but I just wanted to talk about like limiting beliefs, things like that, before I go to my family's house. So let me turn on a few more lights. Okay, so I moved out almost a month ago. The reason was because of work. I have today off because it's Thanksgiving, and the post office does give certain days off. So surprisingly, they gave me January 4th off, so Independence Day off. They gave me Veterans Day off. I was actually kind of annoyed about that. Like, why give Veterans Day off if even like public schools don't acknowledge it as a holiday and still make kids go to school? Because basically, I work as a mail carrier. I deliver mail to people's mailboxes, okay? Whenever we have a holiday, the next day is just straight brutal because we basically get double the amount of packages, double the mail, double the headache. So then it feels like even though I have that day off, it's not an official, like, something to be happy about because you're going to be stressing about the next day, you know? But literally yesterday, I had a good day. I finished at 4. So I have a pretty cool supervisor. He was always trying to tell me to watch a show called Free Run. And I was like, what's his problem? So what happened was I watched episode 1, and basically one of my favorite characters in episode 1, if you watch it, it's basically an elf who lives to like 3,000 years, right? So then there's an adventure that she has with 3 other mages. So mages are like these powerful wizard people that can do a lot of things. And she was traveling with the 3 of them. So the 4 of them are known as heroes that saved so many people from demons, from monsters. And basically, we don't really get to like enjoy their traveling journey. All we hear about is bada bish bada boom, one of them passes away. So then episode 1 is basically 50 years later. This woman does not talk to them, does not contact them, does not even say hi, bye, nothing. She literally just like, because she's an elf, she doesn't understand the concept of time and how fleeting it is for humans, or she does, but she doesn't care. So she's very like indifferent. So then 50 years later, after not communicating with any of them, she comes back, sees the lights, and then one of the 4 of the travelers, like the group, passes away from old age. And it was so heartbreaking. It made me sick to my stomach. And then my supervisor the next day, he's like, hey, so how was it? I'm like, I don't like it. Because I was upset. Out of all 4 of them, it had to be him. I was so mad. And I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it. But he was like, keep going. But here's the thing though. A long time ago, there was somebody, it was a long story, but basically he was obsessed with Studio Ghibli, okay? He was obsessed, and it genuinely scared me. There was like a little stuffed animal thing that he saw at the mall, and now I know where it's from. It's from Princess Mononoke. Mononoke, I think that's how you say it, but yeah. And he ran for his life into the store like a 5-year-old, snatched that little stuffed animal, and he was like admiring, and he was like, oh my god, I'm buying this right now. And I looked at the price of it, and it said $20. And this was back, yeah, it was 2015. So mind you guys, 2015 was when people were getting paid $9-10 an hour. So I was looking at him like he lost his whole mind. Like, this little tiny stuffed animal, $20, are you so for real? So back then, I didn't listen to his obsession, which I regret till this day. And now I look like a crazy, obsessed Studio Ghibli fan that my family just does not understand. One of my sisters, though, to be fair, for my birthday, she got me like a little hanging no name at work at my old station. So I actually left one of my stations because it was making me work past 12 hours. I was working 15-hour weeks. I was like, nah, I need my life back. Sorry. I'm not working here no more. Catch you later. Deuces. So basically that old station, I used to have like a little stuffed animal of no name. Because I felt bad that I left that station, I leave it there. Like me and another coworker, we have like little stuffed animals of our own stuffed animals. He has a duck and another one, and I have No Name and Totoro. But to be fair, I really want that Totoro stuffed animal back. I actually, yesterday, I was shopping around at the Mall of America, and it felt like, for the first time, it felt like before COVID, 100,000%. Because before COVID, this is how packed and busy the Mall of America used to be. So then I shouldn't have, but I took a trip to Box Lunch and Hot Topic, and these are the slippers I'm wearing right now. So this was from Hot Topic. I actually did a buy one get one 30% off. They suckered me in, you guys. They suckered me in 1 second. So when she was like, hey, it's buy one get one 30% off, are you sure you don't want anything else? I was like, well. So this is probably a jump scare for a lot of people. People really don't like No Name. He's not well received. I noticed when I have the Flame, Calcifer. Why would I say the Flame? But pretty much if I have like Calcifer, so this is from Box Lunch. Whenever I have Calcifer, it looks so cute, so then everyone's like, oh, cute. But when I have anything No Name, it terrifies people like so bad. Because like when you don't know it, it literally looks like a demon. Well, it is technically, it's a spirit, but like it looks like, because here's the thing, when you're Muslim, you grow up hearing about the angel of death, Malak al-Maut, and there was this movie that my parents made us watch that to kind of scare us into praying and being good Muslims, and it really disturbed my spirit. Hassan. So what was the movie called exactly? It was like basically there was a depiction of what Malak al-Maut was supposed to look like, or you know, someone dressed up in a cloak and everything. So then for a lot of people, when they see No Name, they kind of think, oh, danger, you know, but whatever. Listen, 8 months ago, I was at the bottom of the barrel. I was really struggling in life. I didn't see any way up. And not even 8 months ago, for like the last, I would say, pretty much since I was like 14, I've always wondered where my life was going to take me, why I'm not really enjoying life, what's wrong, what's going on, you know what I mean? So I've always struggled with wondering, when will my life begin? Like, when will I feel like life is going great for me? And at 27, I moved out a month ago, and I'm starting to get settled into this place. One of the best ways for me is getting a plant and like, you know, basic necessities. But one thing that just really shocked me a lot was just the immediate sense of guiltiness that I can now, for the first time in forever, I'm not complaining about lotion prices. For the first time in forever, I can afford the things I actually like. I don't have to worry about money like that anymore, and it's so hard to not feel guilty about it, like feel like, oh, there's something wrong, maybe I shouldn't say what I spent my money on, because if I do, then it's bragging. But it's like, no, here's the thing though, which is really sad. I've always felt really scared to say what blessings I've got, especially recently, because it feels like everything just fell into my lap, which is like a wonderful thing to have happen. I feel like everything I've always wanted has just suddenly started coming to me now. And even though I've been fighting a good fight for like years and years and years and worked so hard, I still feel like that imposter syndrome, like I don't deserve it. But no, I'm going to share what I got from Bath and Body Works. Let me be right back. Let me start with the variations first, okay? So I bought 2 of these, the Sea and Sandstone. I got Crisp Morning Air. I'm more of a linen natural smell type of gal. I got White Tea and Sage. This one sounded really interesting. I didn't smell it or try it. I can't smell nothing, but yeah, I'm not willing to wash my hands right now. And then I want it to be different, and I know I probably don't want this, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it to my family. It's called Into the Night. It's like a perfume, like I know one of my siblings, she loves the lotion, so I'm just gonna take a quick trip and give them one of these. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the lotion that she had. Smelled good, but it was just very perfumey for me. You guys are gonna laugh though. Oh, you guys are gonna laugh. So I did the should I even say this? Jesus. So I did the buy 3 get 3 free, and I just ended up getting yes, 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 yes. Yes. Okay, yes. Because one time I went sorry for the noise. But one time I went to Bath and Body Works, and all I wanted was the Japanese cherry blossom scent, because it's the only one that smells like this is the only smell I tolerate at Bath and Body Works. It smells really good, you know? I like it. I've liked it since I was a kid, since I was like 10 years old and I would go around at Bath and Body Works. I'm very sensitive to smell, and I also think it has a lot to do with the fact that I had eczema for like most of my teenage and adult life, and I still get it only if I'm sleep deprived or if I'm really, really stressed. So if there's like 4 days in a row where I get only like 3-4 hours of sleep, my eczema returns. Or if I'm really stressed out at work, it comes back. It's always this patch in my elbow. Let me actually show you real quick. So like this patch, I did have a flare up. You can see the outline. This is the flare up central. So I don't have eczema anymore, right? But it's like it comes back only when I'm really, really stressed. But I can have perfume lotion now, which is great. But the thing is, like, even when so like for me, I've never really had a chance to like explore smells like that. But even since I was a kid, I've been very sensitive to smell. It's like every perfume scent made me nauseous. And it was like I couldn't really sit down and explain to my siblings why I never enjoyed perfume smelling. So like one of my sisters, her favorite pastime is going to Sephora or Macy's or Nordstrom and smelling all sorts of perfumes. She gets so many compliments for how good she smells because that's her passion. She loves perfume. Every time she would spray perfume in the room that we would share, I would literally like gag. And it was like, it's not on her fault. Isn't like, it's okay. Like I would always tell her, like, go spray your perfume, girly, go spray your perfume. But even at Bath and Body Works, it was never an enjoyable thing because I would smell every single lotion and it would just make me gag. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I did buy 3 get 3 free of my Japanese cherry blossom lotion because it's one of the only smells that smells good, and the Nivea lotion. Those 2 scents are the only ones I tolerate and they smell good. So also I don't use perfume because of that nauseous feeling. It's like I forced myself to like find a scent that I liked, and the only one that I was okay with, not happy with, but okay with, was Chanel number 5. Oh my god. So yeah, it's like I don't even spray perfume like that. So yeah, so then the thing is, like, the first time I went to Bath and Body Works and I just got like 2 of these, there was no deal and they ended up being like $35, and the girl was judging so bad. And yeah, I get that she was a teenager and she was just like judging, like, will that be all? And she was being a little rude about it, and I'm like, girl, please, like, if I like it, what's your problem, you know? But then no one was judging me yesterday. I don't think they even had the time to judge because they were too busy dealing with so many customers, so good for them. But yeah, like, I got buy 3 get 3 free, bitch. Like, yeah, so I ended up just getting the Bath and Body Works scent that I like because it's the only one I like. Khalas. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? Another thing I've started to realize about myself is that even though I mention having ADHD and being neurodivergent a lot on this channel, I realized that I was not really doing a good job of catering to my needs. For example, I would constantly be thinking, I can't buy like the same scent like 6 times? That's crazy. And then I realized I need to stop thinking like somebody who's neurotypical. So then a lot of the TikTok topics that go on nowadays, it's like basically, oh, you're neurodivergent. Why are you trying to follow the rules of what someone who's neurotypical would typically do? So like, why should I buy different lotions if I just like this one? You know, why? So pretty much, I think what really revolutionized me, I don't know if this was inspiring or just low-key insane, but pretty much there was a TikTok that I saw of this grandma. She was like this white woman who was like in her 70s, and she was giving a tour of her apartment. She was walking around, and then she opened her closet. She had like this neon green overalls and a specific shirt. Like, it's pretty much giving like what's her name? Ah, hi, hello, can you say mama? What's her name, damn it? What's her name? Miss Rachel, yeah. Pretty much she was giving Miss Rachel the green version, and neon green. It was a very distinct neon green pair of overalls. You can't miss it. So she's giving a tour of her apartment, and she goes to her wardrobe, her closet, you know? When she opens that, guess what I saw? 20 or 30 of the same neon green overalls. Because she doesn't give a damn. So then I was thinking two things. When I was looking at that comment section, everybody was like, oh my God, so inspirational, period, as you should. Do what you want. So I was thinking to myself, okay, the only time people are okay when someone wears the same thing over and over and over again and they don't give a damn is when it's like a man in general, or an older man is more celebrated. So like, you know, older men who just have like the same thing in every single color, or just wears the same exact thing but they have like 10 or like 20 of the exact same thing that they wear every day, like a uniform. That's the only time it's accepted. And when a woman is not required to fit the standard of beauty anymore, when she's not in any she's not facing any societal pressure to conform to beauty standards or to conform to what it is expected of her to do. So when I was watching her video, something in me really revolutionized, because growing up, right, if I liked something specific and I just kept wearing it over and over again, and I did have a washer machine, duh, and I would wash the clothes and I would just keep wearing it, people kept saying, oh, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't be doing that. What are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be wearing that over and over and over again. Are you crazy? There's other clothes that you have. Why are you wearing this one? And before, I didn't know how to express to people that it had nothing to do with like even the way it looked. It was literally how it felt. Like, the feeling of the fabric felt good to me, so that's why I like to keep wearing it. So, but people didn't care. They were just like, oh, but you need to try something new. I'm so sick and tired of this exact scarf. I'm tired of you wearing black. I'm tired of this and that. So growing up, I realized that as a woman, you're not allowed to just do what you want and wear what you want. Yeah, pretty much the only time in my life that I've ever seen a woman in general be praised for wearing the same thing over and over again, even though it was like very neon like green. It was a very like highlighter green. The only time in my whole life that I've seen a woman be praised for just doing what she wants is when she's reached an age where it's acceptable to just do things that people consider unacceptable for women to do when they're younger. So then one thing I realized is that I already clocked that this woman is neurodivergent, right? Probably has autism, maybe ADHD, we don't know. But then I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, that was really interesting. Like, the only time I've seen the comment section positive when a woman wears clothes over and over again, or like the same type of outfit over and over again, the only time was when she was in her 70s, and you know what I mean? So then I realized that no, absolutely not. Listen, I was like literally being like, oh, interesting, I clocked the T, now I'll act accordingly. Like, no, I like this. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna buy like 10 of them if I have to, 10 Bath & Body Works lotions. I buy the exact same sweater in every single color. Once I feel like the texture feels really good on me, prepare to be sick of me. I'm going to just wear the same thing over and over and over again. No one's gonna say nothing to me, right? So then I realized, especially at 27, I honestly think it's because like my frontal lobe like fully developed or something, but it's like this intolerance to feeling uncomfortable for the sake of society. Like, why should I? That's literally my mentality over and over again. It's like, okay, Well, I like to eat tuna sandwiches today, tomorrow, the day after, the other day after. What's the problem? If it's something that I like, what's the problem? So just pretty much being very intolerant to other people's opinions of what I should do with my life. Because, you know, hey, I made it this far, right? I've made it this far. But yeah. Have you guys seen the TV? Yeah, this is a $200 TV that I got. The process of moving out made me realize that I was a pretty responsible adult, you guys. Like, I'm pretty responsible. Like, pretty much when it was my first time shopping for myself, the only thing that I messed up with is the portion sizes, because I'm so used to shopping for like a large group of people, because I lived with my whole family, so it was easier to shop for a lot of people versus just for myself. But in general, I think I've been doing a pretty good job of budgeting, taking care of myself and things like that. And this is not anything against my family, right? But I definitely realized that once I moved out, one of the best things is being able to just mentally decompress without an audience. So basically, like, when I came back from work, the first thing I do is just run upstairs, try to sit on my bed and try to relax. But like for my family, I don't think they understood like how mentally draining it is to work at the post office, work there from morning to night every single day, and not be able to even look at your phone. So that's the hardest part, is like not being able to physically sit down and look at your phone and enjoy using your phone. Like, I didn't have that luxury while working at the post office. So the one thing I wanted to do was go home, look at my phone, but then it was like constantly watching my body language. Oh, she looks really tired today. Oh, you never sit down in the living room with us. Oh, you're always so tired. Oh, you know what I mean? You always look so sad. You should just quit. And my issue was, it's like, no, I'm overstimulated. I'm like exhausted. Yes, I am exhausted. But like, can you guys just give me 1 hour? Just 1 hour. And then it's like when I'd come home, every bathroom was locked. And it would literally set me off. And it was like I was becoming very irritated with everything. I was irritated with life, irritated in general. I was just really frustrated. And it was just like, yeah, so pretty much one of the hardest things was dealing with the overstimulation, living with my family, and just in general. Like, when you're working at the post office, it's not like I wanted to quit my job. It's just like I wanted to. And another thing like that was irritating me is like my family kept saying like, oh, you turned introverted. You've become an introvert. We never see you around. You never do anything. You never want to go out with us. And it's just like, I'm drained. I've been an extrovert the whole day, and to be honest, I'm not really an extrovert. I'm more of an ambivert. So I genuinely was like overstimulated to the max at my job. So when I got home, it was like I wasn't able to like just sit in silence. That's all I wanted. I don't want to hear the engine of a van. I don't want to hear anyone talking. I just want to hear like the air purifier and just sit in silence. That's all I wanted. And then like a lot of times too, I realized I was even overstimulated out and about. Not to toot my own horn, but I always felt like people were watching me. So like yesterday at the mall, I obviously got my poke crunch, okay? I got my poke crunch, and it used to be called chat time, but now it's called Nico Nico. Nico? I don't know how to say it, but pretty much I would always get a large mango green tea with extra strawberry popping boba. Yes, it's almost $10, but you know, I have like a string of my sanity left, so damn it, I'm gonna get what I want. So then I go up to this lady, right, thinking that she does not recognize me yet, but then she was like, hey, do you have an employee discount? Like, are you an employee? Do you have the discount? And I was like, no, I don't work here. And then she's like, but I always see you around. Guys, when I tell you the last time I came to the Mall of America was 2 months ago. Guys, I didn't come, listen, am I being clear? I have not been inside the Mall of America until, like, it's been 2 months. So I pull up to chat time or Nico, and this lady, this employee, recognizes me. She recognized me, and she's like, hey, do you have an employee discount? Do you know how embarrassing that is? And then wallah, you guys, wallahi billahi tallahi, does not stop there. So yesterday, and this was after going to IKEA and doing my shopping spree and buying this wonderful plant. It was sitting so miserably in my trunk. I felt so bad. It was sitting sideways, but it survived. I'm looking for a name for this plant because I heard talking to plants. I feel like it is a sentient being, like this plant. I feel like every time I'm waking up, I'm like, something's here in this room. And then I look and it's the plant. So don't be scared. It's just, that's how I am, very sensitive to stuff. But yeah, but pretty much, afterwards, I went to Poke Crunch, or Poke. So I went over to the place and I'm like, hey, can I get my Poke Crunch with no onion? And then when I pay, she's like, hey, do you have your employee discount? I'm like, what's up with y'all and the employee discount? So here's another sad thing about being neurodivergent, or probably, yeah, just being neurodivergent, is if I like something, trust, you will see me forever and ever and ever, and I'll order the exact same thing for the rest of my life because I'll never try anything else, ever. If I like something, you'll see me till I'm old and gray. I will come every single day, every day. And the thing is, I just didn't have the luxury to go to the Mall of America until yesterday. So tell me why both employees not only recognized me, but both asked if I worked at the mall. Do you know how sad that is? But here's the frustrating thing, to be honest. I think the whole being afraid of just ordering the same thing, being afraid of just doing what I like over and over again becomes very, very, very hard and conflicting. It becomes really, really stressful, if I'm gonna be so honest, because that day I remember feeling very nervous because it's are you sure? Yes, I'm always around. Not always, I'm not though. I haven't been there in 2 months, but the problem is it doesn't matter if I only show up every 2 months. It's I'm ordering the exact same thing, I guess, but it's there's also another store. I don't go here anymore, so I'd love to share it. So if any of you guys know, I was for I think 4 or 5 years straight, I've been ordering from a place called Mint Tea in Egan. And because I used to live in Egan years ago, and when we discovered that place, one of my sisters found it, I ordered Vietnamese coffee every single day. I would say 6 out of the 7 days of the week, every single day. And here's the sad part. My favorite part about the Vietnamese coffee is that it gave me energy, and I like to crunch the ice. The ice is the most satisfying thing, and their boba, their black boba, or do you call it tapioca pearls, is the most satisfying, delicious. Just thinking about it is making my mouth water every single day. But here's the sad part. The whole time I had severely low iron. It was my only way of diagnosing the problem, because my doctor literally gave me a blood test and I had a ferritin level of 3. For years I had low iron, and it was every time I got up, the world was spinning. I was always the thing is, I had no will to live. I was exhausted, drained, you guys, drained. I was so fatigued. It was my middle name. So then the Vietnamese coffee was the only thing getting me through, but it also tasted really good. Only problem was it also contributed to my hormonal acne because it had sweet condensed milk, so that's why I don't drink it anymore. It always gave me stomach issues, but I always fought through it because for years I didn't really give a damn about being lactose intolerant. I was no, I don't care, I'm just gonna order what I want. So for 4 or 5 years I've been ordering from that place, but I think it's been almost I would say since I started my job at the post office, I pretty much haven't been able to ever go back to Mint Tea. So then there was one day I actually pulled up, I think it was a month ago. I had the time and we were in the area, so I was hey, let me pull up to Mint Tea. One of the workers said, oh, it's nice to see you again, and another employee ran up to me, oh, it's nice to see you again. They literally, here's the funny part, the owner, I love that lady, but pretty much the owner, whenever she saw me walk through, she was already making my drink. Already. So I was that embarrassing person that would just show up every single day and order the same thing over and over and over again. So he looks so cute, right? He looks so cute. It's just The color combo looks really nice, but yeah. But it was pretty embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie to you, because it's like at the mall, it's like, yeah, I do show up consistently, but is that a terrible thing? Is that such a terrible thing? But then here's another thing that made me angry. When I looked at my birthday and year, and you know, the Chinese Zodiac, I was curious about the Chinese Zodiac because I heard that in China the New Year's is at a different time than, you know, the rest of the world. So when I was looking into the Chinese Zodiac, it was also because of GOT7, because I used to be a big fan of GOT7. I still am, but when I was in my early college years, like basically 2015, I was obsessed with GOT7, Winner, and other groups like that, right? So like they kept saying that, I think it was like Mark was my bias at the time, and he was a rooster or something like that, and they were arguing amongst themselves about who's what. So then the problem was, around that time too, I was given that infamous reputation that I just was very stubborn and liked to do my own thing. So when I looked up my Chinese Zodiac, I was really, really excited. I was like, ooh, I can't wait to see what my Zodiac is. I was an ox. And then when I looked it up, right, it was literally the thing is, like, what bothered me was how accurate it was. Like, I didn't want it to be accurate in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to have something cool, like a dragon, like my sister did. But yeah, it was like when I saw ox, I was like, ugh. Because pretty much oxes are very, like, slow and steady. They like to just do their own thing. They like to just, you know, it was literally who I was as a person, which I wasn't very happy about. But yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about, which I already talked about in my like 5 other attempts. Well, I tried to make this video 5 times, but then I just didn't like it. Like, I tried so hard, but I was like, I don't like this video, next, and being very critical. One thing I wanted to mention is that the community stigma, definitely, not just in mental health, you guys, it's also about the fact that I'm not married before the age of 25. So pretty much, I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, it's just like, another thing that was really interesting is like, the one thing I made sure of is to not tell any of my relatives that I moved out. I think it was self-preservation. It's honestly just, why should I? Pretty much the same thing, like, oh, I know what the reaction is going to be, why should I? Why should they know? Why is it their business? You know what I mean? Like, I was very on the defensive, and I had to really sit and think about why I was really defensive and angry at the mere thought of any of them finding out that I moved out. And it's honestly because, as a woman in general, I wouldn't just say Muslim woman, but I mean, like, since I'm Muslim and I'm Somali, let's talk about it. Let's be honest with ourselves for once in our lives, okay? One of the most difficult things about being a woman, in my opinion, you guys can agree or disagree, is that our worth is placed on whether or not a man is in our proximity. So if I was married, people would take my opinions very seriously. But since there's no man that claims me, my opinions and who I am as a person does not mean anything. So like, for a lot of people, they're like, oh, how dare you move out before marriage? How dare you act like your opinions and your existence means more than if you were married, type of thing. So let me explain this in a better way. For a lot of people, they don't care that I have a degree. They don't care that I work honestly. I don't cheat other people. I don't scam other people. I work and clock in like every other person and work hard for my money. They don't care about that. They don't care that I'm an honest person and try to be good to others, even if it's difficult. They don't care. They don't care that I try to, you know, fear God. They don't care. Their mindset is, I am not worth anything until I have this status symbol. Like, my existence means nothing until I'm married. Until there is a man next to me, or if I have a ring on my finger, they don't give a damn. Here's what I feel. This is how I think, right? Which a lot of people always used to say, oh, that is a terrible thing to say. That's a terrible thing to think. But here's what my mindset is on this whole, oh, you are not worth anything until you're married. Oh, you're getting up in age. You're pushing 30. You need to hurry up and get married. My thought process is, whenever there is a judgmental person, and I can't say judgmental auntie, because if I'm going to be honest, I am an auntie. I have watched so many of my friends get married, and a lot of them have kids right now. A lot of my friends got married in their early 20s, like some of them immediately after college, some of them at 22, 23, 24, some of them now 25, 26. So I'm 27, right? So I've watched a lot of my friends, find their lifelong partners and get married and everything. And they're my friends because, we're not judgmental people. We're not those type of people, okay? But like whenever I meet a woman who is like really bitter, and this was even before I moved out, okay? So the bitterness is gonna get worse when people find out that I moved out of my parents' house before marriage. So one thing that just really irritated me is like, this is how I think. Whenever a woman looks angry at the fact that I am unmarried and I seem happy about it, like, oh yeah, it's another day. Oh, but you're, and they can't say expired no more, okay? But like, yeah, whenever I meet a woman who's just bitter, I don't know if I want to say pick me, but it's just like whenever I see a woman that's bitter, and this was before I moved out, it's like, oh, you're not married yet? And they look so bitter about it. The first thing I'm thinking is, wow, why did you marry your husband? My immediate thought process is, to be honest, did you marry your husband because you loved him? Or did you marry him because society expected you to, and you were afraid of being called expired the way you're trying to call me expired? And you were so scared of society's expectations of you that you succumbed to society's expectations, and you married someone you weren't 100% happy with. And now you're mad that I'm the existence of what your life could have been if you did not follow society's expectations of what you should and shouldn't do. Am I making sense? Are y'all keeping up? So pretty much, I was kind of thinking, every time I saw a woman who was like low-key insulting, like, oh, do you need help? Do you need help? There's apps, there's apps like Muzz. Oh, me and my husband, and they are condescending a little bit, talking down to me. It's like, first of all, you scummy weirdo. Listen, first of all, you're like a good 10 years younger than me, okay? Like, I know, or not 10, let's be nice. Let's say 7 years younger. So 7 years younger, how old is that, 20? So let's say there's a 20-year-old talking down to me. I'm like, oh, interesting. First of all, I'm older than you. I don't care that you had a kid before me, that you're married before me. That does not make you more mature than me. Let's be honest. Let's start there, okay? Your worth as a woman is not based on whether or not you have kids, or whether or not you were married or not, whether you were chosen or not. And that's the pick me logic I don't like. Because I have been chosen, but I've rejected, okay? Because I was not interested. And that's on me. That's none of your business, okay? So let's start there, right? So that's my first thing. But yeah, whenever I meet a woman who's like really angry, like, oh, you're not married yet, and they immediately get real nice, nasty on me, or just like be a whole bitch, the first thing I'm thinking is, wow, like, why did you marry? The first thing I'm thinking is, oh, you don't like your husband, do you? And I think the saddest part, to be honest, is for me, I used to think that I was cursed. Astaghfirullah. But yeah, I used to think that God didn't really like me very much because of how I was as a person. I really struggled with who I was as a person. I hated myself my whole life because I felt like a lot of times I didn't really understand society's expectations. I didn't understand why I was always ostracized from large groups of people, and why I struggled to make friends growing up. Whole time I had undiagnosed ADHD. I was neurodivergent. I didn't know, and I was trying so hard to fit the mold of what other people wanted me to be. Even on YouTube, right? Even when I was starting YouTube, I was always wearing like so much makeup, you guys. And there's nothing wrong with it, But then as I'm exploring my sensory needs, I feel like the thought of wearing fake lashes for more than 5 hours makes me want to bash my head on a wall. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It just makes me like, ooh, just angry, okay? But yeah, it's just like I'm really trying to explore my sensory needs and everything. But it's like as I've gotten older, I'm very thankful for who I am and how I think, because I think because I've been ostracized my whole life, I've always struggled, and I've been bullied a lot growing up. That's the reason why nobody's judgmental comments can get to me about how I live my life now. Because like for a lot of people, unfortunately women, we're taught to like basically mold ourselves to be who like basically be what others want us to be, and we wait until we're very, very old to finally live our lives and be who we've always wanted to be and explore our dreams. But my problem is, because I've been ostracized since I was like 5 years old, wallahi, since I was 5, I've literally had my kindergarten teacher step in and tell kids to stop bullying me. They were like, we don't want to play with her. So at 5 years old, I remember they did not want me to play with them, and it got to the point where there was like these group of kids that just went out of their way to like exclude me from like that sand pit. So like, I don't know if you guys know this, because I was born in 97, okay, but like back then there used to be like a little sand pit thing, and we lived in Minneapolis at the time, so it was a diverse classroom. It was like they went out of their way pushing me and everything, and my kindergarten teacher had to step in and tell them that it's not right to bully people and that I should play with them. But they made me feel so bad, and I was like, man, we're 5 years old, what's going on? So in 2nd grade I was bullied again, but then I kept thinking to myself, why am I being bullied? Why don't people like me? Why are people only tolerant of me? What did I ever do to you? So growing up, I've always struggled with that, and even as a teenager as well. For years, you guys, my whole life, I've always struggled, like, what's wrong with me? What did I do? But now I've finally reached an age where I'm like, I don't give a damn what you think about me. And that, I feel like, is a blessing in disguise. I didn't have to succumb to society's pressures because I've been bullied relentlessly for not fitting the mold. And now that I don't care about the mold, I am protected from the whatever attacks. Like, oh, you think I'm expired? Well, where's some baby powder? Let me show you how expired you are. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because basically, if someone's in their 60s, right? And she's like, but you're expired now. It's like, then what? If I'm expired, you're basically ash. Let's go. Let's go. You want to go? You want to play? And now it's like, oh, but Asma, you need to respect your elders. Well, apparently I'm expired, so I'm one of the elders. Let's go. Apparently an elder is after 25. Expired means an elder, right? It means I'm shaking in my bones that I have osteoporosis. Let's go. So basically, I kind of reached a limit where I'm like, you want to go? Let's go. So then having that, and the thing is, I never say this to people's face, right? But this is what I'm thinking. And my thing is, because I moved out, I was really terrified of even making the video, because I'm like, oh, if I tell people I moved out, then what? One more thing I want to talk about before I go, you guys, is pretty much this mentality that I think is absolutely disgusting. But let's talk about it. Pretty much, I've been accused of being gay pretty much my whole life. I think it started in college, where women would set me aside and be like, hey girl, are you gay? Because every time my friends were scouting. And here's the thing though, there's nothing wrong with wanting marriage. Let's nip that in the bud. There's nothing wrong with being neurotypical, okay? There's nothing wrong with wanting marriage. I'm not coming at it from a pick-me standpoint. It's like back then, I was just not ready. At 20 years old, I felt like a little kid. I wasn't ready for marriage or the topic of it, right? So like, I've actually had a few friends back then kind of set me aside and be like, hey girl, are you gay? And I'd be like, oh no. And they were like, are you sure? And I'll be like, no. Some people would say it in like a nice way, and some people would say it in a condescending way, like, are you gay? Well, are you sure? So then I've even had like a male cousin accuse me of that, and I'm like, oh, interesting. But pretty much, here's what irritates me about this. Let's talk about Islam for a second. As a Muslim woman, right? If you fear Allah and you don't, like, and let's say you don't marry, right? That's your right. If you don't want to get married or not, that's your decision. If I choose not to get married, and I haven't been married before the age of 25, but I'm following the rules. So that's the thing that irritates me. It's like when I was growing up, I grew up with a very strict family where it's like you can't even breathe in a man's direction without being accused of something, okay? Like, woo, you can't look in a man's direction. So I grew up in that mentality. Oh, you can't even look in a man's direction. So until college, not even until college, until my last year of college, I haven't really been around men like that. I avoided men like the plague. I went to an all-girls private school in India. That's a whole other story. But pretty much, like, I've never been friends with a man, never interacted with a man until last year of college, my senior year of college, which I was like 20 years old, okay? I was 20 years old. So by that time, it was too little too late. It was too little too late. It was too late to interact with another man, because as soon as college ended, y'all, yeah, 6 months later, the pandemic happened. Dun dun dun. So then 3 years go by where life was not life. So then basically I was aging. After college, soon after I turned 21, so 22, 23, 24. By the time I was 25, I have lost a lot of social skills. I've become very socially anxious. I was very uncomfortable with people being near me because of the pandemic. It's like, no, stay 6 feet away. There were people who went to weddings with just a mask on, and they would open, like, basically, if you know the mask, they would have the nose exposed so they could go to the vet and breathe properly. So then I would never go to weddings around that time. 2020, hell no, I'm not going to no damn wedding. 2021 too, I'm not going to no wedding, so I didn't socialize. So I lost a lot of opportunities to interact with the opposite gender. And then I was still exploring the fact that I was someone who was neurodivergent, struggling with that, and also struggling with the fact that I was constantly broke and did not have money, and just the whole process. So then the years just started to really speed by. And I didn't even notice my age until I was 25, and everybody started to get a little more shameless and asking me constantly about marriage. But here's what I'm trying to get at. Here's my point. What bothered me was I've never been with a man, right? I've never even interacted with men before, and I followed the rules. I followed the rules because I feared God. So how is following the rules having Muslims, by the way, Muslims turn around and ask me if I'm gay? How is following the rules, how dare you accuse me of lying about two things, lying about my sexuality and lying about my lack of experience. Like basically, they're accusing me of doing zina and accusing me of not being straight, right? So how is fearing Allah equal to, oh, you're gay? Oh, I know what the real reason why you got that apartment. Interesting. So here's the thing though, grown Muslims who pray 5 times a day, who have this image to uphold in the community, for me, that's a complete farce, because how are you going to sit here and fear other people and fear their judgments more than you fear God? I've always feared God. If you don't fear God, that's fine. You can go fear the people nearby, your neighbors or something, damn it. But my issue was, at the end of the day, who are you to tell me whether or not I'm straight or not? Why am I not straight all of a sudden because I'm still single before the age of 30 and after the age of 25? Like, how, you know what I mean? So I'm only talking about this because I know there are going to be other Muslim women watching this video who are also being accused of the same thing. I've literally had people be like, oh, download salams, download mus, you need to talk to people. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything. And then the thing is too, people are always assuming the worst intentions. So that's why at the end of the day, I wasn't even comfortable sharing the fact that I moved out. Because I'm like, oh, I know exactly what type of people these people are. And they're already accusing me of one thing. Why would I go out of my way to let them know that I have a space to myself because of work? Because the commute from my parents' house to work was almost an hour with snow. It was very dangerous. There was a lot of road ragers, and I just needed to be able to safely commute to work and have an easier process. It's like that was my issue at the end of the day. Like, I really couldn't stand the fact that it's like, okay, because I'm not married at the age you guys want me to be married, now all of a sudden you're accusing me of things, and it's like, isn't it a grave sin to slander a Muslim woman's name anyways? Who do you think you are? So then basically my thing is, at the end of the day, is one beauty of having a neurodivergent brain is being a very black and white thinker. I don't really give a damn how old you are, how much life experience you claim to have. I have the same life experience as you. Okay, now what? Okay, if you want to think that your life is more valuable or your status, and I don't care about your status, now what? Oh, I don't care about your status, now what? So then now at 27, I'm like, oh, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. I don't give a damn about you. So then I kept this this information private. I only told my family, my parents and my siblings about me moving out, and I didn't broadcast it. I haven't even touched Instagram probably like in 6 months now. It's been half a year. I don't give a damn. It's more like, yeah, I'm not broadcasting the fact that I moved out, because I know how, the thing is, to be fair, what makes me suspect that I don't have autism anyways is that I understand the social cues. I understand how important these societal expectations are in terms like the levels of it and the importance of it. And I know that if I really wanted to, I could have said yes to the proposals that came my way. But it's just like, but I also understand that life is fleeting and I have only one life, and I'm not spending it with a stinky old man. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. This is why people accuse you, Asma. This is why people think you are not straight. But pretty much, why would I be with a man I'm not attracted to, that I'm not 100% happy with, if I'm going to be married to him for the rest of my life, you know? So then, yeah, it's just like a situation where people don't really care about your life circumstances. There's already a huge stigma about mental health in the Muslim community, Somali community. So we've actually come up with a new name for autism in the Somali dictionary. It's called Manga. So it's Maangaar. So Ma'agaara. Okay. The little Somali class I took in college was a little bit worth it, okay? Oh, period. But pretty much we have a name for autism in our community because we need to, because like the thing is, to be honest, there's a large neurodivergent population in the Somali community anyways. So not every neurodivergent person is, everyone is at a spectrum. And unfortunately, in our community, we kind of have to accept the fact that there are some of us that may appear to be completely normal, but still need to rely heavily on therapy, mental health services, and medication to live a decent quality life. Okay, so pretty much, I feel like our community still has a long ways to go in terms of mental health awareness. So that's why I really don't give a damn. I've always been like a pioneer, a standing lone wolf. Ew, I sound like one of those red pill men. I'm not a lone wolf, nothing. But yeah, it's like I've always been somebody that had to pave my own way and deal with the scorn of society. I literally feel like I have a red A in my name. I've been scorned and mocked and made fun of. Why did she major in English? It's a useless degree. Why did she go to musical theater classes? Is she crazy? Oh, why did she move out? You know why? It's like, I don't care. The thing is, like, now, I don't know, I feel free. You know, if you guys watch Wicked, it's like, if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. So tell them how to find gravity. Listen, that movie revolutionized me. But pretty much, what she was singing is how I always felt. It's like, okay, if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. It's like, if you want to be mad at my existence, go be mad. Go cry somewhere, bitch. Go cry. Oh, alright, like, you know? And it's like, I think the sad part is, I've always been so afraid to exist as a person and shine brightly because I was always scared of how it came off to other people. Oh, am I bragging by saying that I'm happy with where my life is right now? Am I bragging because I love where I am right now and I love the way I feel about myself for once in my life, for the first time in my life? Is it bragging? But here's the thing though. I can't constantly tiptoe around people who are triggered by me. Because like, I have to really sit there and be honest with myself. I've always been so careful of other people's opinions and other people's like mindsets about, you know what I mean? Like, I've always tried to fit in so desperately, but I've always tried to be respectful of other people and their triggers. But I don't care if I trigger you anymore, you can click off of this video. I don't care if I trigger you, then, because clearly I don't have your phone number, you don't have mine. I don't follow you on Instagram, and if you are triggered by me, I can easily remove your follow. Okay? So it's more like, if you're actively coming into my life and you're triggered by it, and here's the thing though, half of my family is neurodivergent anyways. I'm not the only one. And in the Somali community, there's a lot of people who are neurodivergent like me, but I don't think they just have like the representation at the moment. We do, but not enough. And yeah, it's just like for me, I don't really give a damn. It's like, I think the problem is, I feel like appearance wise and socially wise, I don't give off neurodivergent to a lot of people until they get to know me very, very well. Then they realize that I have, you know, ADHD and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just like after a while you just get really intolerant to other people's BS. Cause like, no, you chose to get married, you chose to have kids, you chose to live your life, leave me alone, you know? Another thing is, to be honest, I feel like he has to be the right one. And I don't really care what other people have to say about it. Oh, men aren't perfect. It's like, is that what you told yourself to marry him? Girl, I don't care. Listen, y'all, I don't care. If you're triggered by this video, click off, dislike, I don't give a damn. But it's like, every time someone says something, I immediately assume it's a projection. It is projection. Oh, but not every man is perfect, you know. You can't just cut off every man the first time they show disrespect. Oh, well, you know, you just have to teach him a little bit. You kind of mold him to what you want him to be. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because, like, immediately, I'm not attracted to that. So I've grown up so hyper independent that I'm too afraid to even ask people to help me with anything. Why would I be with somebody who's using weaponized incompetence and acts like he doesn't know how to cook nothing, clean nothing, doesn't even wash his own drawers? No. Okay? So then that's my thing. It's like whenever the topic of marriage comes up, I just get angry because it's like, okay, so what if I want the fairy tale romance? Let me live in my delusion. Okay? Let me be delusional for once in my life. Leave me alone. Like, okay, you want me to like settle down? Like immediately when it comes to the topic of marriage, all of a sudden it's talking about how these men are trash and and they're all like, oh, don't say that in front of her. Oh, she'll never get married. It's like, listen, at the end of the day, y'all just want an excuse to have a wedding so you can throw it back. Listen, I love Barambur like any other person, okay? I've gotten pretty good at it. I love doing barambur, I love having celebrations, but don't try to push me into a marriage just so you can have one this year, because it's not going to be me. Go ask somebody else, okay? Or don't ask nobody, just be patient and wait for a wedding to happen. I don't know, I've gotten real sassy these last few months, honestly this month too, moving out. I feel like I've gotten a lot of mental clarity. Ooh, my ass hurts. I need a chair. I don't have a chair, so I got a mattress, I got like a little rug, I got a plant, groceries, and that's it. Like I need to get a chair and that, but it takes time. I realize like I'd rather, you know, sit on my mattress or, ooh, but this stool is not very comfortable. Honestly, the topic of marriage just makes me really angry nowadays, because I'm like, who do you think you are to tell me to start settling down or act desperate all of a sudden because I've surpassed an age that you would never even dream of existing without a man by your side? That's on you. You know what I mean? Like, I know I sound disrespectful, but I don't really care, because people have been coming at me crazy for years and years and years. And if you want to not fear Allah and try to spread rumors about me, that's on you and Allah on the Day of Judgment. That's on you. But like, if you don't want to believe me, that's on you. Go talk to Allah about it on the Day of Judgment, but don't come at me with all this disrespectful nonsense and then expect me to keep my mouth shut, because if you're going to call me expired, then we're all expired, okay? You're ashes and bones and nothingness. If I blow, you're going to blow away. Let's go. Let's go. Like, you want to come at me disrespectful, then I will come at you with the same level of disrespect. And honestly, like, well, we can go at it. But since I've reached an age where it's like, but honestly, I'm going to wait patiently until I'm 30. Once I hit 30, y'all, prepare to be sick of me. I'm ready to brawl too. You know what? I can fight. Let's go. Literally, if you want to call me disrespectful, oh, I was just trying to help. I was just trying to show her how to download Muzz. Oh, and then they would show me like a guy and they'd be like, see, the first guy. Oh, see, he's good, right? And it's like, girl, stop rubbing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they think they're rubbing it in my face that oh look, well I was able to find a man organically, but here, if you need help, well, here it is. Isn't he cute? Well, I'll swipe on him for you. It's like, girl, please, like, don't come at me with that nasty, disrespectful, weird ass, bitch ass, nasty ass, grimy ass, moldy ass behavior, okay? Don't come at me with that. At the end of the day, I'm already assuming that your marriage is absolute hell, that you are not happy with him, that you settled for him, and you think you're relishing in this societal thing. You think you're bullying me, but I see right through your nonsense. Like, I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what game you're playing at, and the fact that I'm not triggered by it, I'm like, oh, and I've always kept quiet, but you know, there's a first time for everything. But anyways, I didn't want to end this video talking about marriage and the concept and societal expectations and all that stuff. I didn't want to, but I felt like I kind of had to get it off my chest. But yeah, I'm really happy with where life has taken me so far. And I'm really surprised that a lot of people have still been subscribing to my channel, even though I have been completely MIA for like 8 months straight. So I'm really appreciative of that. And the thing is, like, to be fair, I will try so very hard to upload more content for you guys, because at the end of the day, I realize as a sub, and it's peak season as well, so basically all these people are going to order a million bajillion things for Christmas and like New Year's and stuff like that, so I have to wait patiently until February to have my life back. So I have to just be really patient and take everything one day at a time. So like, I can't promise that I'll be more consistent on this channel, but like, I'm really grateful to you guys for everything you've been doing, and I'm going to continue decorating. I'll try to do like a house tour on my days off. So I have Sundays off, and for now I have Sundays off because I put a hold down on a route, so I have Sundays off. So I'll try my best to take things one day at a time and try to upload more, but I can't guarantee it. So I'm just saying this now because if it makes you feel better, I work 80 hours a week or 70 hours now. My hours have gotten a little bit better, but it will immediately get back to worse because of peak season, holidays and stuff. So I can't guarantee that I will upload more consistently, but I'll try my best. Like, I will try to upload more because it makes me happier to upload. I'm gonna buy a lot more plants, let's be honest. Hello, this is my outro. Let's do it quickly. Let's do a quick tour. Hardwood floors, yoga mat, microwave, oven, tripod, random yarn, things, emptiness, washer, dryer, no, washer, dryer, a mirror, and a shower, period. Oh, shouldn't show that. All right, bye.